Wernher von Braun, one of the most pivotal figures in the history of space exploration. Imagine his surprise when he received an invitation to share his expertise in rocket science with the United States government, the very country whose armies had occupied his homeland of Germany at the end of World War II. But that is exactly what happened through a clandestine project called Paperclip. From 1945 to 1959, the U.S. covertly imported over 1,600 German scientists and engineers who had worked on behalf of the Nazi regime, including many who were members of the SS or the Nazi Party. Today, we will uncover the details of this covert program, understand its goals, explore its legacy, and examine why it remains such a controversial topic to this day. The year is 1945, and World War II has just come to an end. The victorious Allies stand at the precipice of a new era. The threat of Nazi Germany has been neutralized, but the specter of the conflict still looms large. As the dust settles, a race begins, not for spoils of war, but for something far more valuable: scientific expertise. Enter Project Paperclip, a top-secret initiative hatched in the vaults of American intelligence. Its stated objective: to bring to the United States German scientists and engineers, particularly those associated with rocketry and ballistics. Under this project, the U.S. government initiated Operation Overcast, a meticulously planned effort aimed at extracting invaluable Nazi-era scientific knowledge. Before the Soviet Union could lay claim to it, the primary targets were the Peeneman Army Research Center and Mittelwerk, both of which had been instrumental in developing Germany's advanced rocket technology. Amongst them was the legendary Wernher von Braun, a man who would become synonymous with space exploration. His life story is a tale of innovation, ambition, and controversy. Born in 1897 in Emden, Prussia, von Braun's fascination with rockets began at an early age. By 1932, he was heading the rocket development department at the Vereinigte Deutsche Metallwerk, a private company in Berlin. When Hitler came to power, von Braun joined the German Rocket Society, and by 1937, he was appointed director of the Peeneman Army Research Center, where he led the development of the Vita rocket. Now let's turn our attention back to Operation Overcast. This daring plan involved re-educating selected scientists and engineers, including the brilliant Wernher von Braun, to the United States. But how did the U.S. manage to pull off such a feat? The answer lies in the ashes of a war-torn Germany. As Allied troops closed in on Berlin, von Braun and other German scientists made a desperate attempt to flee eastwards. However, they were soon captured by the Western Allies. Von Braun found himself in an American internment camp, surrendering with General Alfred Jodl on May 8, 1945. He was initially charged with war crimes for his role in developing the Vita rockets, which had indiscriminately bombed London and other cities, killing hundreds of civilians. Yet von Braun's fate took a surprising turn thanks to the significant factors. Firstly, his exceptional scientific skills became too valuable to ignore. And secondly, he knew the inner workings of Germany's rocket program better than anyone. This invaluable knowledge could be the key to unraveling Nazi Germany's top-secret projects. Projects that could potentially tip the balance of power in the coming Cold War. An agreement was reached. Von Braun and other high-ranking German scientists would be granted immunity from prosecution for their past actions. In exchange, they were expected to divulge all they knew about German weapons and rocket technology, especially regarding the feared but still unrealized German rocket program. Following this arrangement, over 1,600 German scientists and engineers, many of whom were members of the Nazi Party or the SS, were brought to the United States. This clandestine operation saw them resettled in various parts of the country, primarily Fort Bliss in Texas, which was then transformed into the U.S. Army's Balltops testing ground. Later, these experts were transferred to the Redstone Arsenal near Huntsville, Alabama. Why Alabama? Because this location was chosen for its distance from major population centers, minimizing the risk of potential harm from experimental technologies. Additionally, the southern state's political climate was conservative, ensuring a less scrutinizing environment for these scientists, some of whom were tainted by their association with the Nazis. One of the key figures among them was Wernher von Braun. With his intimate knowledge of the Vita rocket, he played a crucial role in America's early missile program. But von Braun's contributions didn't end there. His leadership proved instrumental in the development of the Jupiter. The impact of his work is staggering. His invention secured America's position in the space race, earning the program almost $10 billion in patents and methodology. However, The true cost of this success remained hidden behind a veil of secrecy for decades. Wernher von Braun became a celebrated figure, often referred to as the father of modern rocketry. Yet few knew about the shadowy past that he and many of his colleagues carried with them from Germany. Many of these scientists had not only been members of the Nazi Party, but some had direct links to notorious war crimes. For instance, Arthur Rudolph, who headed up Germany's rocket artillery division, was also responsible for the deaths of more than 3,500 people at the Ravensbrück concentration camp. Another scientist, Joseph, appeared before the denazification court in 1945 and admitted to overseeing the killings of over 3,000 people in German-occupied Poland. Despite this, he'd have found himself employed by the U.S. government. Their pasts were either minimized, disregarded, or actively concealed through a clever bit of public relations. Von Braun, for example, was stripped of his rank of major and introduced to the public as a private first class. This deliberate obfuscation ensured that these scientists could contribute their expertise without the baggage of their past becoming a hindrance. While the U.S. reaped the benefits of their knowledge, questions about ethics and morality began to arise. How could the U.S. justify employing scientists linked to horrific war crimes? Was it a necessary evil to secure America's position in the Cold War race? These questions only gained urgency as the years passed. By the late 1960s, the height of the space race, the American public was largely unaware of the controversial origins of some of the key players in the program. However, the winds of change were already blowing. In 1971, the Washington Post published an expose revealing the extent of the Nazi infiltration in America's missile program. The nation was shocked. Many questioned the morality of employing individuals linked to such atrocities. A sense of betrayal mixed with outrage swept through the country. Yet this revelation only scratched the surface. It wasn't until 1977, when the U.S. government declassified documents detailing Project Paperclip, that the full scope of the program became known. The nation reeled at the extent of the secret operation that had been conducted during the height of the Cold War. In the ensuing years, fierce debate ignited across the country. Historians and the press dissected every detail of the project. Biographies of scientists like von Braun revealed the complexity of their pasts. Some argued that these men were simply following orders. Others maintained that they were ardent supporters of Nazi ideology. What is undeniable is that they played a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of the Cold War. The launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957 had sent shockwaves through America. Seen as a symbol of communist superiority, it triggered a wave of anxiety. President Dwight Eisenhower responded by creating the Advanced Research Projects Agency, later known as DARPA, tasked with spearheading a series of initiatives aimed at catching up and surpassing the Soviets in various technological domains. This included Project Paperclip. While the operation remained shrouded in secrecy, its impact was evident in the rapid advancements in American rocketry and missile technology. In hindsight, Project Paperclip stands as a stark reminder of the lengths to which nations will go during times of conflict and rivalry. It was a gamble, a bet that the benefits of advanced technology outweighed the moral implications of employing scientists linked to some of the darkest chapters in human history. As we reflect on this controversial episode, we are left with more questions than answers. Was it ethical to employ these scientists without holding them accountable for their past actions? Did the U.S. government make a moral compromise in the name of national security and scientific progress? And lastly, can we truly separate the brilliance of their inventions from the shadows of their creators? These questions challenge us to confront the complexities of history and the difficult choices that leaders are sometimes forced to make. As we continue to explore the annals of history, let us remember the lessons of Project Paperclip, a testament to the intricate relationship between scientific progress, ethics, and the pursuit of national interest during the tumultuous times of the Cold War. So viewers, what do you think? Do you agree with the actions taken by the U.S. government? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because there are many more interesting videos on my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.